Good evening, Internet. My name is Michael, and I'm here to review some stuff for you. Tonight we're going to continue the Beverly Hills Cop series by taking a look at Beverly Hills Cop 2. Now, this movie takes place in the continuity a couple years after the first one, and it has pretty much the entire same cast of characters as the first one did, at least as far as the cops go, and it's a pretty good movie. The general plot is that Eddie Murphy is still working in Detroit. He's made really good friends with the cops from the first movie in Beverly Hills, Judge Reinhold character, John Ashton's character, as well as the police captain from Beverly Hills. Apparently, they go out fishing every once in a while and stuff, and they have a fishing planned trip. But the police captain in Beverly Hills has a problem. There's a set of crimes going on in Beverly Hills called the Alphabet, led by the Alphabet Bandit, where this group of criminals will do a crime and they'll leave a letter that has, or they'll leave a piece of paper with a letter on it like A, then B and C, and it has a code telling what the next crime will be. And the police captain's trying to figure this out, so he has to cancel the trip. So Eddie Murphy's a little perturbed by this, the captain cancels it at the last minute, so that's the foreshadowing for Eddie Murphy having to come in. Eddie Murphy, meanwhile, in Detroit, is doing an undercover case for some credit card fraud, and Paul Reiser, who was his partner in the first movie, plays a more significant role in this one. He's still very much just a bit character, but he has a lot more screen time, and he's pretty funny. There's a running joke about him in this Ferrari that Eddie Murphy lets him use and stuff. That's pretty good. Well, anyway, back in Beverly Hills, the thieves know that the police captain's in on them, so they shoot him and they almost kill him. But the police captain manages to pull through, and he's in like a coma in a hospital. And Eddie Murphy goes to California to help solve the case and save their friend. When he gets to California, he teams up with Judge Reinhold and John Ashton again, and this time those two are in the movie way more than they were in the first one, much to the film's benefit. Actually, they help spice it up a lot. Anyway, they team up with Eddie Murphy. They have hilarious hijinks, and eventually they solve the case. And there's a great shootout at the end involving not drug runners, it's gun runners. Gun runners that are trying to smuggle weapons into South America. And then Eddie Murphy, after solving the case, the captain becomes the new police chief, and Eddie Murphy goes back to Detroit. So all in all, the plot's pretty good. Eddie Murphy is a bit toned down from like the first movie, and again, it's actually to the movie's benefit. He's still really funny, and he does a lot of his fast talking is still really, really good, but he doesn't really curse quite as much, and he's grown more as an actor and a comedian, I think, in this movie than he did in the first one. And another thing is John Ashton's character. He's pretty much still the same guy. He's a bit more laid back. But the real winner is Judge Reinhold. His character in this movie, he's basically kind of crazy, and they make several points about how he's just kind of crazy throughout the entire movie. There's an incident involving a switchblade, a rocket launcher, as well as some grenades and a very large gun, and some other scenes where it just sort of shows that he's kind of nuts, and he kind of views himself as like a vigilante or something. And every time he does something new and crazy, either Eddie Murphy or John Ashton will go like, "We really need to talk," and it's really funny. The action scenes in this movie are fairly decent. The normal gunfights they're pretty much like the first one. They're not super awesome, but they're decent. However, there is the car chases in this movie are way better than the first one. The first one had some pretty crazy car chases in the very beginning. This one has a very crazy car chase involving a cement truck, and you have to see it. It's pretty good. One more thing about this movie is that the crimes that the bandit pulls off, the actual heists, I found very entertaining because they were set up and like really well executed from the criminal's perspective and very entertaining to watch. As well as when you find out what the actual bandit's plan is, his overarching goal in the movie, and what his secret plan is pretty entertaining. So, all in all, I definitely give this movie a 5. And for the trilogy so far, I'd have to say it's pretty much even with the first one. They're different, but similar enough, or they're pretty much the same. They're about as good. They're each as good in different ways. So I highly recommend both of them. And tune in next time when we'll take a look at the last movie with Beverly Hills Cop 3.